What's up, everybody? Jason High back here with another video recapping the Kansas City Royals coming back from behind today, winning 4-3 over the San Diego Padres, avoiding the sweep at home. This was an awesome game. Yeah, so this game really came down to it at the end that the Royals had some clutch hitting in the ninth inning. The Royals today, let's start from the beginning. I'm getting ahead of myself. The Royals at the beginning of the game, man, their starting pitching this year has just been so good. Cole Reagans, again, going out there, giving up 1 run in 6 innings. He looked great. The 1 run he gave up was kind of a tweener, is what they call it. That's where a batsman hits a pop fly that goes just past the infield and not quite enough into the outfield. It falls down. Isbell and Bobby Witt run into each other. That leaves a man at second base. Probably should have been the last out. Next guy gets a single. It happens. Cole Reagans has been awesome this year. He's been an ace. Really, this game came down to the fact that the Royals were able to stay in it early because of their starting pitching. Their bullpen did have some weaknesses again a little bit lately. Coming into this game, they had lost the last 2 games of this series to the San Diego Padres. They had given up some runs late, right? They gave up 9 runs in the 8th inning the other day. They almost came back from that. That was on Friday night. Nelson Velazquez came 7 feet short of tying that game in the 9th, which would have been insane, wild. But yeah, the Royals bullpen has shown some leaks a little bit lately. James McArthur, he's been pretty good this year. He really is not that level of lockdown closer yet, but his numbers are still pretty good. I still like McArthur a lot. I still like some of the pieces they've got there. Today, Angel Zerpa is the one that just didn't really have it. He gave up 2 runs. He did not record an out in the 8th inning, and then the Padres took a 3-1 lead because, yeah, the Royals only gave up the 1 run from their starters, but then they had the 2 runs given up there by the bullpen. But anyways, that brings us to the 9th inning, the money inning. This is where the magic started to happen. So I've got the play sheet here. So what happened? Vinny Pasquantino singled, so 0 outs. Vinny Pasquantino got a single. Salvador Perez worked a full count and took a walk. So you had 2 on, nobody out. Salvador Perez this year has been walking a lot higher clip than he has been in his entire career. It's really been great to see. It's really kind of the only aspect of his game as a hitter that's kind of been missing throughout his career. But as I've talked about in previous videos, it's great to see him being patient. It's great to see him taking walks and getting on base. And then, yeah, the guy that came off the bench, Nelson Velazquez, like I said, Friday night was almost the hero. He hit a home run in the 9th inning and then came up to bat again later in the 9th inning because the Royals scored 5 runs in that 9th inning, but they needed 8. They were down 8 going into that inning. They were down 11-3, and they made it 11-8. They made it close. Nelson Velazquez hit a ball, quite frankly, very far. I mean, in a lot of parks, that might have been a home run anyways. He hit it to the warning track. He almost had the game-winning home run Friday night. That was stinging him a little bit, so I know he was excited to go out there today with 2 runners on, down by 2 in the 9th inning, nobody out, so it's a high-pressure situation, but at the same time, you really just needed a hit right there. You didn't need a home run. You didn't need anything too fancy. So he went out there, though, and he hit the ball hard again. He hit the ball hard to left center field, ricocheted off the wall, and it was a triple. So he didn't get the home run this time, but he did get the triple. He did get those 2 runs to score. It tied the game. Okay, now the pressure's off. You've got your man standing at third base, Velazquez standing at third, no outs. You are in a tie game. You have a chance here to win the game. And Nick Lofton hits the ball to right field far enough for a sacrifice fly. There was a throw home to the plate. It was nowhere close. Royals win 4-3. So, yeah, this was a huge win for the Royals, I would say, because coming into this game, the Royals had lost the last series. They had lost 3 of 4 to the Twins. They had lost the first 2 games of this series, so they were looking kind of down the barrel there of potentially losing 6 out of 7. And so you don't really want to do that, right? Obviously, I mean, it's the Royals had an 8-game winning streak right before that, so they've really built up a nice cushion. Coming into today's game, the Royals were 10 games above 500. They obviously now are 11 games above 500, and that's a very, very good spot to be this early in the season. I was listening to Josh Vernier on the postgame show on 610 Sports. He's great. Love listening to him. And yeah, the Royals still have the 7th best record in Major League Baseball. So you'll definitely take that right now. The first weekend series in June. It's June. and the Royals are playing competitive baseball in Kansas City. I love to see it. So I'm going to take a look at the standings here a little bit. Okay, so the Royals, like I said, right now are still in a playoff position. If the season were to end today, the Royals would be the second wildcard team. So just as a reminder for everyone, the postseason rules this year are different than they were going into 2021 was the last year that they had the single game wild card elimination. The Royals, if you all remember, beat the Oakland Athletics back in the 2014 series. They won that game, and that was a single elimination. They went on to the divisional series. They don't do it that way anymore. The way they do it now is that there are 5 teams that make the playoffs. The top 2 division winners actually get a bye, and then the next 3 teams, the third division winner, and then 3 wild card teams actually duke it out there. So, excuse me, there's 6 teams that make the playoffs. Yes, 6 teams. There's 3 division winners, and there's 3 wild card teams. So, yes, 6 teams, but there's 4 teams that are actually playing the first round on that wild card best of 3. So, right now, the Royals are looking at the New York Yankees got the best record in the American League East. They are 41-19. They have the best record right now in the American League, so they are leading their division right now. Cleveland is got the second best record in the American League. They are 39-20. They actually lost today, but yeah, they have had an awesome start to the season. They're still 19 games above 500, which is really good this early in the season, and the Royals are about to start a series up with them. So I'm really excited to see how they stack up against a team like the Guardians in not just in their division, but also a team that has the second best record in the American League thus far this year. Okay, then you've got Seattle. Seattle Mariners are the other division winner right now. They are in the American League West. They have a record of 33-27, so the Royals actually have a better record than they do. But because they are in their division first place, that's why they are ahead of the Royals right now if you were to go look at MLB.com standings. So that brings us to the wild card teams. That's where the Royals are at right now. The Baltimore Orioles have the best record. They are in the American League East, the same division as the Yankees, so that's why they're leading in the wild card, but they actually are not a division leader right now. And right now they are 5 games clear of the last wild card team. The Royals are right after them. They are 2 games clear of the last wild card spot. And then you've got Minnesota. Minnesota is also in the AL Central with the Royals, and they actually are holding up that last wild card spot right now. Minnesota's won some games lately, so they're only 2 games behind the Royals. They did win a game today as well. So Minnesota's right there, Cleveland's right there, Kansas City's right there. This American League Central race is going to be fun to finish the season. And then, yeah, Boston Red Sox are the next team. Right now, they would be out of the playoffs, and they are 3.5 games back. So that being said, right now the Royals actually have a 5.5 game cushion where they are in the playoffs. So they're 2 games ahead of the third wildcard team, but they're actually 5.5 games clear of the next team that would actually be able to jump them to make the playoffs. So, to be honest with you, it's a little early to be talking playoff standings. I'm going to talk about it a little bit anyways. I just did anyways because it's exciting. You know, the Royals being in this position in June and having a chance, being a contending team, it's very exciting to see. So yeah, my thoughts are with the Royals really to kind of wrap up here. It was a great win. This is the kind of win that I think can really rejuvenate a team in a way. Not that they really needed it. I really don't think they needed it. I mean, man, I think the way the Royals were playing this series and even the last series, the Royals were in these games. They were in these games. They had the tying run on base, as Matt Quatraro said after in the postgame press conference to Josh Vernier and 610. I was listening to it, and I love listening to Matt Quatraro talk because he just is confident in this team. You can feel his confidence. You can feel that he knows that they lost those last 2 games. They could have won those games. They had runners on. They made an error. The bullpen didn't execute when it needed to. They didn't get the big hits when they needed to, but they also got some big hits, and it was like, okay, we can do this type thing. The Royals have won enough games this year where their confidence, I think, should still be at an all-time high right now. I think they're feeling great. I love seeing where they're at in the standings. I love seeing them avoiding a sweep like that. The Royals have a now 11-game cushion above 500. Like I said a second ago, they've got a 5.5-game cushion in the playoff race right now. You don't need to sweep other teams. You don't need to win 8 games in a row. You don't need to win 105 games to make the playoffs. Right now, the Royals are on pace to win 94. That would be great. I'd be very. And there's 94 or 96. I forget. I'd love that. 94 wins is going to get you to the playoffs, folks. If the Royals stay on this pace, they're going to make the playoffs. So they have a little bit of leeway. You don't want to see them eat up too much of that leeway in one shot, though. That's why it's huge to not get swept in the series. I'm very excited to see what they do against Cleveland. Thank you, everybody. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. I love having people on here. I love talking sports. I love talking Chiefs, Royals, and Missouri Tigers. Talk to you all again soon. Thank you.